Hi and welcome to the last video in the sequence of us circumnavigating the UK. This video covers the time we were in Milford Haven. We entered Milford Haven in a very dark night following the lifeboat, and it was a very confusing place to get into. We spent the following day in the Marina just entertaining ourselves because the weather wasn't very good, and left the following day up the west coast across Cardigan Bay against the tide, and then we headed up to the Isle of Man, where we'd hoped to get ashore but couldn't because of we didn't have the right COVID paperwork. So we stopped in the bay at Peel, changed some fuel filters, and then headed off across the Irish Sea and up past Belfast on a moonlit night, beautiful night, and ended up in Port Ellon the following morning at dawn. Picked up some fresh water, and then persuaded the crew that we should try and make Oban for that evening and have a fish supper. So that's where we ended up and had a night skip there. And the following day we headed off up Loch Linney into familiar territory and back to Corpac, where we entered the Caledonia Canal system, and rested then the following day because we got hit with the predicted storm, 40 knots of wind. And then made our way slowly up the Caledonian Canal. Took us another 3 days to get back home, down Loch Ness with plenty of wind, hurtling down Loch Ness, and then through the canal system out into the sea. So enjoy the video. We'll see you and talk at the end of the video. And this was the first part of the passage, round Land's End, across the Bristol Channel and into Milford Haven in southwest Wales. Yeah, it's always lovely to have dolphins visit the boat on passage. They always seem to play on the bow. I think they're surfing the bow wave itself. So great to see. It's always a good omen for the passage, I feel. So today's progress has been to come from Mousel, which is just down here, around Land's End. We're past Land's End early in the morning and across the Bristol Channel. And we're now just off the map here, just off the chart at the top there. So yeah, we're probably about halfway across the Bristol Channel. This is the passage into Milford Haven. We did this in the dark following the lifeboat, so it was quite a tricky passage. Lots of lights and not able to really see what was going on, and see the entrance to the Marina was pretty tricky as well. So that's the safe in Milford Haven Marina. Came in last night very late, so it's too dark to take videos. But yeah, on the end of G pontoon, Gulf pontoon, just round the corner from the locks, which are in that direction. Nice marina, lots of boats. Been built up with new buildings, I think, around the edges of the old dock. So I've been to the Sugarloaf, and the reaction of the crew has been, well, Mick said he didn't know whether to eat it or climb it. That is a custard slice and a half. What do you think, Maurice? Think we'll be able to?
I think that one's going to be fine.
So that could be a week's supply of custard slice. So you can see how many lights there are. This is Milford Haven at night, the channel. You can see how many lights there are to confuse you, and the end of the clip shows the bunkering berths for the oil tankers. Where are we going, Susan?
Up the way.
Going up north, yeah? Yeah.
I'm quite sure we're heading towards, say, Milford Haven.
There we are, yeah.
So we'll see how far we get. It's going to be a long couple of days, but it's going to be good. We're all prepared. We're all ready.
I think we are, aren't we, Maurice? Are we all ready?
We're ready.
Ready to go. So we're going to head across Cardigan Bay and then out to Anglesey. If we have problems, we could pop into there, and then we're going past the Isle of Man, and we might go in there, and then we'll just see what happens after that. As far north as we can, so we'll just see how we get on with that. Passage plan is pretty flexible. We do have a potential weather problem in about 4 or 5 days time, but we're going to see if we can get as far as we can to find somewhere up in the Highlands anyway, or Scotland anyway, so we're not too far from home. And so the plan is just to come out of here. We're going to avoid some of the navigation hazards around the corner here at Milford Haven, and we're just going to go out to sea and pass everything, go up past Cardigan Bay and then out past St David's Head, I think it is, over to Anglesey, and then north to Isle of Man. So coming out of Milford Haven, we're going to try and use the West Channel. I think we're going to have to ask Port Authority about that. Then we're coming up between the islands here, and we're going outside Jack Sound. We've looked at the tide data for that, and it's very confusing, so we're not sure quite when it is good time to go through there. And as a result of that, there's no point going inside at St David's Head. Yeah, we're not going to go inside there, we're just going to keep out. And then Cardigan Bay, further north, Holy Island, and then cross the traffic separation zone here at right angles, and then head north up the west coast of Isle of Man. And at that point we'll try and get some weather information and decide whether we're going to go in there into Peel, which will give us a bit of a break, or continue heading north. But I think we'll just see how tired we are at that time. Leaving Milford Haven, just clearing up, that's the dock gate. Maurice has just turned on some fenders, that's the entrance there, and this is the fairway buoy entrance for the channel. We're at low tide, so there isn't a lot of water there, so it's worth watching the charts. Just heading out of the haven, and we've got lots of red flashing lights around us, but it looks pretty clear now today, as opposed to when we came in the night and it wasn't very clear. So that's the lifeboat station where the Angle lifeboat is. That came in ahead of us when we came into Milford Haven Marina. So this is the exit from Milford Haven. It's basically in the channel. We're to the starboard side of the channel. We go around the big fort on the left, and then we're out into the main channels, the east and the west channels. St Anne's Head. Yeah. So picnic is ready off Skomer Islands with the crew who've been working hard. So there we are, heading off to Skomer Island and around outside all the islands basically. So this is tea out in the middle of Cardigan Bay. Not bad at all. Salmon, roast tatties, and a selection of vegetables and butter, of course, for the roast tatties, baked tatties. So there's part of a rainbow behind us on the starboard quarter. So this is Chicken Rock off the south coast of Isle of Man. This is the entrance into Peel Harbour, where we did some work on some filters, changed some filters and cleaned the diesel tank. And dead ahead here you can see the entrance into Peel Marina. It looks like a really nice place to go and visit. Bye Peel. Shame we couldn't get ashore, but we'll be back next time with the right paperwork. So that's us in Port Ellon, just had a splash and dash of water, and since it's grey here, there's not much else to do here. We're going to head back up to see if we can fight the tide a bit. We're up the Sound of Jura, and we've got 2.5 knots of tide with us now. There's an oily patch over there where there's obviously some tide going on, and some swirlies under the water. We can see it behind us as well. So lots of tide with us at the moment. We're up at 9.9, 3-4 knots of tide. Good to be back in Scotland. Here we are with the Calmac ferry bearing down on us, doing 12 knots. Well, here we come into Oban, well-known territory. Morris enjoying his morning. How's everybody this morning?
Oh, good. Familiar territory.
Yeah, we're in familiar territory.
Unfamiliar.
Yeah, unfamiliar. We're giving Mick a tour of the West Coast Islands up the Linn of Lorne. Yeah, and we're just coming up through Inish Islands at the north of what's this island called?
Port Ellon.
Yeah, we could turn the corner there and go around to Port Ellon. So familiar territory. Yeah, struggling here in these sea, wind against tide going through Corran, and it's fairly rolly here as well. A lot following sea, confused. Susan looking worried.
I'm just glad we're not gold dust.
Yeah, I don't think gold dust might have struggled a little bit in here.
Might not be very happy.
This is the Corran Narrows. There's a ferry runs across here, quite a lot of tide and wind against tide at the moment. The lighthouse, it's always good to get that in. Headed into the sea lock at Copac, quite a bit of breeze. It was probably 25 knots, and we had to wait there for some time waiting for other boats to come in. And this is us snugged up in the basin at Copac, waiting for the storm the following day. Not the best of days today. We had 41 knots last night. It's blowing about 35 to 38 at the moment. Not nice at all.
Polarity.
What? Morris doing the hoovering, but he's struggling with this. It's blowing rather than sucking.
Try again. For started. Try again.
Not very nice today at all. That's the new Marina car park and the cafe, I think, that's going to be used. It's even too wet for the ducks to go in the water. Plenty of water coming out of the canal tonight. And after the storm, this was the following day. It was a complete flat calm. Unbelievable how the weather changes. And this is us coming down Loch Oik, and we spent the evening at Abercalder Bridge overnight there. That's us heading down the flight at Fort Augustus. Right, we're going to get some fuel at the bottom and then head off down Loch Ness. There's plenty of wind, so we should be blown way down there quickly. And this is the entrance into Loch Ness, just quite a nice passage. It was quite light at that time. No sign of Nessie at the moment.
Not yet, anyway.
No. Got the fish finder on just in case. The wind gradually built as we went down Loch Ness, and here we are passing Duckett Castle, and as we moved further down the wind increased more to about 30 knots, so we had full sail up and we're doing good speed. This is the new swing bridge at Tomnahurich, so it's now two bridges there. We did, yeah, we had a week in Whitby, yeah. And we went down the flight at Muirton and then joined two brand new fishing boats heading out through the Works Loch and out to sea. So crew, what's the voyage been like then?
Absolutely wonderful.
Enjoyed it?
Fantastic.
Thanks very much for coming with us and getting us out of that hole, that was great.
It's our pleasure.
Okay, you enjoyed yourselves, that's good. Excellent, well thanks again for your help. Brilliant.
Bravo. Been great.
And here we are moored back in Inverness Marina in a berth, and of course we had to say goodbye to the crew once they'd packed up and that's the crew leaving us. Bit sad. They've done really well, the crew. They've been great. Well, that's us emptying all the stuff out of the Akitas and finishing our trip. And that is the herb garden, which has survived 4 months on the boat and a year before, 3 months, so not bad really. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's nice to have crew on board to help us along that long passage. Took us 10 days in total from Plymouth up to Inverness, and that included a couple of days for stormy weather and 3 days in the canal. So quite a speedy passage really up the west coast. Took advantage of the tides and tried to miss the bad weather, certainly getting into the Caledonia Canal as soon as we could, and made it safe back up to Inverness. Just a shame Mary couldn't be with us, but we'll go back next year and visit the places she didn't manage to visit, and I only just managed to pop in and have a very quick visit. I hope you enjoyed the series of our videos.
Hi, this is just a quick one to say I'm recovering well. I'm on 2 legs and getting there better every day.
So that draws to a close our trip around the UK. I hope you enjoyed the videos if you've been watching along. I'm working on winter projects now, so I've got my lithium batteries to install. So I guess one of the questions at the end of this is, did we enjoy our trip around the UK? Well, I certainly did. I thought it was a fascinating trip. Lots of interesting places to see. Saw a perspective on places that I hadn't seen before. And when you see them from the shore, a completely different view of what's there. And I think our navigation skills and boat handling skills improved hugely while we were around the UK. We'll be back next year. We're going to go down and visit some of the places that Mary missed out on and I only saw briefly on our whistle stop tour back up the west coast. We're hoping to go to the Scillies and maybe a little bit further.
Okay, so this is my take on what happened. We had a brilliant time coming all the way down the east coast, seeing lots of different places. I had one not very nice bit where we lost Mally in Grimsby. But we carried on. We were pie tasting the whole way down the east coast. I don't think I've had so many pies, but each place we went, we tried a different one. We went up London, up the River Thames. That was another really good journey. And seeing it at New Year with all the fireworks saying, oh, we've been there. But it was a really brilliant journey. And next year we're going to go around the top, go around from Wick and across the top, and then do more of the west coast that we haven't done before and places we haven't seen. Down to the Isle of Man. I've got a few people to visit in Wales. Back down to Plymouth and go and have a look around there because I couldn't walk around any of that. And then hopefully go to the Scilly Isles and on to the Channel Islands if we get time. It'd be brilliant to be able to go and look around all those. And maybe leave the boat there next winter, say bring it all the way back up here. We can do some work on there before we come home, but I think there's flights back up here. So till next year, we'll start again.
That's the end of the video sequence for this year. So we're going to wish you a Happy New Year. All the best for the new year, and we'll see you in the new year.
Bye.
Bye.